Welcome to the Calculus, a collection of micro lectures, video lessons, and sample exercises. Let's try to compute the antiderivative of this given radical function. So for this video, we are given here with the integral of the square root of x times x minus x squared plus 1 dx. Now, some of us might think this to be too complicated, and as to why it's called a radical function, we have here a radical expression, and of course when we try to multiply that to the trinomial expression, all of them will of course include a radical function or expression as well. Now that's the hint. Now some of us might think of other rules, but basically we can just simply multiply this expression to the trinomial form so that we will have here a simpler trinomial expression, not necessarily simpler, but a trinomial expression which would be applicable for sum and difference rules alone, because our radicand here is a monomial expression. We don't need the other rules for radical function as well. So take note that square root of x can be written as x to the power of 1, that's the exponent of your radicand, over 2, which is your index. So before we multiply that, this can be written as x to the power of 1/2 times x minus x squared plus 1 dx. Why did I do that? Because when you try to multiply that using the laws of exponents, specifically multiplication law, because we have the same basis, we'll be adding the exponents. Okay, so this is actually the integral of, you have here x to the power of, when we add the exponent here, that's basically 1, right? So 1/2 plus 1, that's 3/2. Hopefully you're following. Next, you have minus 1/2 plus 2. Again, we are adding exponents regardless of this symbol because we are multiplying. So 2 can be 4/2. So you have your x to the power of 5/2. And basically for the last one, it's just x to the power of 1/2. Okay, this would be integrated with respect to x. As you can see, all of the terms here with fractional exponents, so basically you can write them into radical expressions. Hence, this is really a radical function. Now, we can also see here that all the exponents are not -1. So we can now use the power rule where n is not equal to -1 using x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. But we are going to do that later as soon as we are done applying the sum and difference rules, because we have here the integral of x to the power of 3/2 dx, then minus, because of that minus, you will have here the integral of x to the power of 5/2 dx, and plus the integral of x to the power of 1/2 dx. Okay, so all of them are now separated, hence we can now use this. We will have 1c later on, even if this needs c, c, and c. So one singular c can stand for all arbitrary constants or the combination of those. So this is be equal to x to the power of 3/2 plus 1, as indicated here in the rule, over the same 3/2 plus 1. Next, minus x to the power of 5/2 plus 1 over 5/2 plus 1. Then plus x to the power of 1/2 plus 1 over 1/2 plus 1. Then you will have here plus c. Okay, hopefully you're following. We're simply applying here this rule where our n would be 3/2 for the first term, 5/2 for the second term, and of course 1/2 for the third term. So plus 1 and the same would be for the denominators. Let's do this step by step. So your first term would become x. Take note of 3/2 plus 1, that's actually 2 over 2. So you have 5/2. That's also the same expression or coefficient here. Okay, so 3/2 plus 1 or 2/2 is 3 plus 2, 5 over 2. Then minus, this 1 as well. So 5/2 plus 2/2, you have x to the power of 7/2 over 7/2. And you have your plus x to the power of 1/2 plus 1 or 2/2 is 3/2 over 3/2 plus c. Okay, so you can of course pause this video to verify the answers here or review the previous steps if you are not yet convinced with this step. Now, since all of the denominators are actually expressed as fractions, we can reciprocate them and make them as our coefficients. So the reciprocal of 5 halves is 2/5, x to the power of 5 halves. Then minus 2/7, x to the power of 7 halves. Then plus 2/3, x to the power of 3 halves plus c. This is supposedly acceptable for most because we already have here the final form. But since when we try to come up with equivalent forms for x to the power of 5 halves, being square root, the index is 2 over x to the power of 5, we can see that the exponent of the radicand exceeds the index. And by the rule for simplifying radical expressions, this can be written as the square root of x to the power of 4 times x, which will allow us to simplify this as x squared times square root of x. That is x to the power of 5 halves. Please try to review your radical expressions as well. But that is just for this term. For 7 halves, we can also have here x to the power of 7 halves, which is equal to the square root of x to the power of 7. So still exceeding 2, so you will have here x to the power of 6 times x, because we need the exponent to be divisible by the index. So as we take that out, that's x cubed square root of x. And then for your 3 halves, x to the power of 3 halves is equal to the square root of x cubed, which would then be square root of x squared times x, which is just x square root of x. Okay, so these are the final forms of this fractional or expressions with fractional exponents. For some, this is acceptable, but since we have learned already radical expressions, let's just simply move forward with the appropriate forms. This is 2 over 5 or 2/5. For x to the power of 5 halves is this x squared square root of x. Then minus 2/7. For 7 halves is this x cubed square root of x. And plus for your 3 halves is actually this one here, you have 2/3 x square root of x before you add here your plus c. And yes, this is the more acceptable answer as the antiderivative of this given radical expression or radical function. You might want to review this by providing the derivative of this entire expression, and hopefully it will yield to this form here, or I mean this form here, or basically equivalent to that form. I'm gonna leave that to you as your practice, but this is how we solve this item with the process of correct simplification of radical expressions and the correct forms. Thank you very much for watching. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe now!